5 medical myths you should stop believing in.
5.
Sugar makes kids hyperactive. We've all been out in public and have seen that one parent struggle to control their kids. We always either chalk it up to them being bad at disciplining their children, or those children being allowed to have too much sugar. I mean, that's any parent's worst nightmare. That's why we try to avoid giving them anything sugary, so that they don't go into a hyperactive state. Well, it turns out it doesn't really matter what we do in terms of keeping our kids from going hyperactive. Dr. Vreeman and Dr. Carroll, both pediatricians at the Riley Hospital for Children, recently said, quote, "In at least 12 double-blinded randomized controlled trials, scientists have examined how children react to diets containing different levels of sugar. None of these studies, not even studies looking specifically at children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, could detect any differences in behavior between the children who had sugar and those who did not. This also includes things such as artificial and natural sources of sugar. Interestingly, in the study, parents who were told their children had been given sugar when they hadn't noted that the child was more hyperactive, so it seems it is all in the parents' minds."
4.
Supplements always make you healthier. Sorry, fitness freaks, supplements, while they can be helpful, definitely aren't always the healthiest of options. In fact, they can actually be pretty dangerous, as those vitamin supplements may not be only ineffectual, but even dangerous. A study that was published back in 2016 has shown that some older women who take calcium supplements may face an increased risk of dementia. Still not convinced? Well, take this 20-year study that was published in 2015, documenting the dangers of taking supplements. These studies have shown that by taking supplements on a more than regular basis can potentially lead to its user getting cancer. But besides these potential long-term risks, reports also suggest that taking these supplements on a regular basis could also cause short-term damage as well. This was proven in a report that was published back in 2016 when it was discovered that a man in Pennsylvania who took a Ayurvedic herbal supplement developed lead poisoning. To delve even further when it comes to the dangers of supplements, another study was published in 2016 that showed a 4-year-old boy from the United Kingdom who went to the ER after taking a slew of natural supplements and developing a condition called vitamin D toxicity. And to close things out on supplements, supplement bottles can sport unsubstantiated claims and even make errors in dosage recommendations. That's why people recommend that you instead get your vitamins and other nutrients from eating real food rather than taking a pill. I know, shocker, right? Needless to say, you're better off. At least then you're getting your recommended daily dose of fiber that you wouldn't get from a dietary pill.
3.
We use 10% of our brains. Now, this one is probably the strangest medical myth we've seen. So for whatever reason, many motivational speakers and self-help gurus have essentially been promoting the idea that we only use around 10% of our brains and no more. This myth has been in circulation since as early as 1907 as a way to encourage people to tap into some latent capacity, explained Dr. Vreeman and the co-author of her book, Dr. Aaron Carroll, both of the Indiana University School of Medicine. But these people were not basing the proclamation on sound science. Today, thanks to major advancements in medicine and technology, scientists now have the ability to look at any brain scan, measuring activity at any given time, and have a big laugh at this myth. In her book, Dr. Vreeman says, quote, "You just don't see big dormant areas." The idea lingers in popular culture because, according to Dr. Vreeman, quote, "We want to think we haven't reached our full potential."
2.
You need to stay awake if you've had a concussion. Now, yes, going to sleep immediately after suffering a concussion probably isn't the best idea. That being said, however, it's nowhere near as dangerous as people make it out to be. Warnings that people need to stay awake after incurring a concussion most likely grew out of a misunderstanding about a particular type of head injury, one that involves brain bleeding and that causes people to have a lucid period followed by a coma or even death. But this is very uncommon and doesn't pertain to people with normal concussions. If you've been evaluated by a doctor and he says that you have a mild, regular concussion, you don't need to stress out and worry about it.
1,
Cold weather makes you sick. This one is 50-50 with its validity. Now, while being exposed to cold weather probably isn't the best for you, it's probably not the main cause of you getting a cold after spending time in it. According to the previously mentioned Dr. Vreeman, quote, "This myth is common around the world, but it's just not true. Studies have shown that we may feel more cold symptoms, real or imaginary, when we are chilled. After all, a cold is called a cold for a reason. However, the temperature does not make us more exposed to viruses. This fact has been known to the public since at least the late 1960s, when a study in the New England Journal of Medicine showed what happened when researchers exposed chilly people to the rhinovirus, one cause of the common cold. As it turns out, whether they were shivering in a frigid room or in an icy bath, people were no more likely to get sick after sniffing cold germs than they were at more comfortable temperatures." Dr. Vreeman goes on to say that cold air also does not make a difference in people's recovery time from a cold. In fact, although the research is in its early stages, she says, quote, "It is possible that being exposed to cold may even help your body in some way." However, it's unclear how chilly conditions might affect the germs themselves. During this experiment, research was shown that two common causes of colds, rhinoviruses and coronaviruses, may thrive in colder temperatures, and that the flu may spread more effectively under cold, dry conditions. Some scientists speculate that colds are more common in cooler months because people stay indoors more, interacting more closely with one another and giving germs more opportunities to spread. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out our previous videos and to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you'll be notified about future content. Be sure to also leave a like if you enjoyed the video and drop a comment down below. See you all soon.